everybody. Thank you so much for joining this call. Today we have a fireside chat that is going to be conducted with the Purple Ambassador of Cerebral Palsy, that is Jeeja. Before we get started, let me give a quick introduction. I'm Srishti. I'm from Enable India. Enable India is an organization based out of Bangalore, and we work predominantly with persons with disability. Enable India got started by Shanti and Deepesh, Shanti Raghavan and Deepesh Sataria to be specific. And the story goes back to when Shanti's brother Hari started to lose his vision at the age of 15. So this is when Shanti and Deepesh decided to give Hari an exposure to various outdoor activities. So they, took part in activities like kayaking and swimming and etc. in America. And what they also threw in the mix was learning how to, teaching Hari how to use a computer or a laptop independently. And Hari went on to graduate from an esteemed university with a gold medal, did everything that an ideal job seeker does. But it wasn't until over 70 interviews that he finally got a job. And this is when the realization set in that just working with a person with disability or persons with disability is not enough. It's important to work with the entire ecosystem. So that's how almost 24 years later, Enable India works with multiple stakeholders, that is different companies, partner organizations, families, caregivers of persons with disability, and the main beneficiaries being persons with disability themselves. So I think moving on to what we are here for today, that is the fireside chat, I thought I'll share a quick and fun trivia that I learned today. That is, Fireside Chat was originally started by the US President Franklin D. Roosevelt. And this was during the Great Depression and World War. So it was a very, I think, downtime for a lot of people. So he started talking on the radio, and this was his way to connect with the citizens and, just to give that sense of hope and some sense of, I guess, lightness also. And that is what I'm hoping that today's fireside chat will also do. I think this is a good time for me to pass it over to Jeeja to introduce herself. Whatever Jeeja will be saying will be transcribed in the chat. We have our sign language interpreters present on this call, and the captions are enabled. So over to you, Jeeja.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me to this chat. I am Jeeja, and I work in Enable India for the last 2 years, and I am supposed to be a disability rights activist. Yeah. Anything?
Yeah, I have a bunch of questions for you, but thank you for that introduction that you said I'm a supposedly disability activist. So I think the first question that I have for you is, let's talk about IICP, because I know you spent a long time there.
Yeah.
And I would like to understand if working at IICP is what gave you your beginning to working with and for the community of persons with cerebral palsy.
When I talk about IICP, I have to go back to my childhood, because I studied in IICP.
Okay.
In those days, there was very rarely any school who would take a child with cerebral palsy.
Right.
So, my journey with IICP began when I was 6 or 7 years old.
7 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you go way back.
Way back.
Okay.
Way back. Oh, I did my class test from IICP. Actually, official. I passed out from a mainstream school
Okay.
because the board didn't approve
Right.
IICP.
Got it.
But I studied till last 10.
Got it.
And then from an 11 and 12, from there onward, I have been studying in mainstream schools in college. My second phase with IICP started when I completed my master's in social work
Okay.
from Delhi University.
So you completed your master's, you completed your class 10 in from ISCP, then you finished your class 12 from a mainstream education
Yeah.
institute, and then you went for your master's
No, then I did my undergrad.
Of course. Sorry. And that also was completed in a mainstream institute.
College.
And then you went for your master's in
Delhi.
Delhi University. And you did your master's in social work. Okay. What is that like, studying in Delhi University?
Yeah, it was the first time I stepped out of home.
Home is Kolkata.
My home is Kolkata.
Okay.
So I had to live in a hostel.
Wow.
And at that point, accessibility was not that nobody talked about accessibility.
Of course. And that's what I think I wanted to explore with you. What was it like as a daughter, as a woman, as a person with disability, exploring the nuances of living in a hostel away from, the support system that you previously and almost, immediately had, that is your family. What was that like? How did you navigate that?
Actually, accessibility is very interesting.
Okay.
When we talk about accessibility, we imagine different support for different disabilities.
Yeah.
But for me, accessibility has, and it has another face to, to it, which is attitude.
Accessibility has a different face to it, which is attitude. That's, I think, a very interesting line. What does that mean?
Yeah. Because, okay, you might not have the infrastructure, but you have the mindset of making that person acceptable,
Right.
comfortable, making the person part of your group.
I wonder if that even, flows into almost how inclusive and includable a person is. Because accessibility, like you said, is not always about technology.
But inclusivity.
Yeah.
How inclusive you are.
When you went to Delhi University, did you find that there was lack of awareness on, let alone cerebral palsy, on disability? And
Yeah, when I went to Delhi University, there was a general lack of awareness on disability. Most people were familiar with visualizing them,
Yeah.
but not other disciplines.
Right. So that means you had to be a self-advocate at almost repetitively
Yeah,
with multiple groups of people almost simultaneously also,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
yeah,
And that means not only your peers, but maybe your seniors, maybe your professors. Okay. So I'm curious to understand what was that I think experience in general like in India versus in I know you went to University of Leeds for a second master's.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll let you talk a little bit more about giving some preface to that and then drawing a comparison to what experience in terms of accessibility was like India and then in
yeah.
outside India.
I I went to do my master's much after
Okay.
almost 10 years.
10 years. I think a lot of people give up on education
Yeah.
after 10 years of gap.
Because I'm basically mad.
We're all mad.
So I went to do my master's after 10 years. But I different in India and in the UK was about the facilities.
The difference in India and in the UK, you said, is in
About
terms of accessibility facilities, right?
facilities. Like in the UK, in the class, I had a note taker.
Oh, wow, you got a note taker.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Who came with me to the class to take notes.
So they sit with you in the lecture hall and then they take notes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
So then to help me with my daily work, I had somebody coming home
So do you
twice a week.
thrice a week? So do you get assigned this person or do you have to say employ somebody?
No, actually, because I was a student at that point, the university provided this support.
That's amazing. And I see what you mean by facilities, and that's the
Yeah,
difference.
it's entirely provided and funded by the youth.
Amazing. And I think that's what the difference is,
Yeah,
between the when the policy is made or put in place,
Yeah.
when you already have persons with disability in mind and you start off from there.
yeah, and you know what to do.
Yeah.
It's not about policies. You need to know how to implement.
Yeah. It's also about utilizing what is in the
Yeah.
policies.
Yeah.
Amazing. Also, I think while we're talking about that, I don't think we mentioned it. What was the second master's that you did in?
In my I did disability studies.
Disability studies was the second master's. Amazing. But so then again, what was it like coming back from a place that had all the facilities and accessibility? It might not be the, I think, end all, but it was better than what it
Yeah.
used to be. And then you came back to India after that.
Yeah.
So you came back to IICT?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I came back to IICT and then even before that, we were looking at disability and advocacy. I was a part of that journey. I
Okay, so I think that gives me a great segue to understand what gave a start to your journey of not only advocacy but quoting you, your supposed activism. So how did that start?
And it was a journey with others. And our founder, ISE admin.
Right,
I was with forget. I'm not a father, ISE
right,
anymore. I think the founder of ISE, the the call.
right.
She was the person who really pushed me
To get into it.
advocacy.
Got it. But is that where you solidified your journey as an activist?
Yeah, it is how it started.
Oh, that's where it started. Okay, but how did it grow?
Yeah. So I began to know the me people
Got it.
get to know about other disabilities.
Right,
Get to know about the cross disability movement.
right. As an activist, I don't know what it is like to, again, navigate that aspect of life as a member of the community or as a person with cerebral palsy, as a family member, as a working employee, because there's these, I think, very fine lines that you're walking on.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you manage that? Because you have to balance it all.
It's all that balance. So whenever in university, my mother was alive. So I lived with my mother, and that 1 year I was not there.
Okay.
I was in need. She had a hard time.
Okay. For the 1 year that you were gone.
Yeah, because by that time she had lots of mobility.
Okay.
So she couldn't go out much.
Got it.
So she was very lonely.
So not only were you looking out for your own, I think, accessibility, but now you are also looking at how your mother can have ease of mobility.
Yeah.
Got it.
No. And that is one main thing that made me come back.
Got it. And is that when you came back to HRLN? How did that stint start?
Yeah. I completed my master's in 2006. And I came back and I joined IIT.
Okay.
So around the end of 2007, I met Rajiv Rathod,
Right.
who was the director of the Disability
Right.
Initiative in HRLN.
Okay. So there was a separate vertical at HRLN for Disability Initiative.
Yeah.
That's very amazing.
Yeah. So when I met Rajiv, we were communicating. And I told Rajiv, I want to join. He said, okay, come over.
Is this that easy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it wasn't a problem because they had an office in Kolkata.
Worked out. Okay. That's good to know.
they had the office in Kolkata.
Right.
So I did have to go out.
Of the city.
I was traveling a lot.
But I know that traveling has never been like a deterrent factor for you because you used to take the public bus and public
Yeah.
train and metro.
Yeah.
How does that? Is it difficult? Is it fun? I just want to know what your perspective
It
is.
is fun. It is fun.
Okay.
Now that I'm not, I'm not that mobile now. I miss that.
Okay. You miss being in a crowded
Yeah.
little space.
Basically, I'm a villa.
You're a villa.
Yeah.
So you just like to go on random bus trips.
I used to do that in Delhi.
I don't know what Delhi public transport is like.
But I did it. And I traveled from DU, which is in the north campus, to JNU
Ah,
to
okay.
meet my friend.
On a regular basis?
No, weekend.
Okay. Okay, got it. So that's a long trip, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
I miss that freedom.
Right. Compared to Bangalore, what is Bangalore, say, for example, metro like?
I haven't been.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Because normal mobility is limited.
Right.
I haven't really explored.
Maybe that gives us the next project that by the time the next fireside chat is done, we'll complete having gone to the metro and we'll take your
Yeah.
assessment at that point.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So moving on from HRLN, I want to change the lens, I guess, a little bit because during the last Purple Fest 2022, I met Hia, your beautiful daughter. So I wanted to maybe hear from you a little bit on what motherhood means to you and what that journey has been like.
Yeah. Actually, I met my husband in HRLS.
How?
He was a lawyer.
Okay.
So we met there.
Wow, that's a fun story.
Yeah. So we got married in 2013.
Okay. So 10 years.
Yeah. So after that, we were thinking about children, and we had, I was very keen to adopt.
Okay.
So finally, I managed to convince him, and in 2016, and just because I remember it was just before the demonetization.
Oh, okay.
We applied for adoption.
So demonetization what comes to your mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
we applied for adoption, and it took a long time.
So adoption, I know generally is a very, I think, complicated affair with a lot of intricacies. What was it like for you when you maybe initiated the conversation and then went through with it for a person with cerebral palsy?
Yeah. So in the first level in Calcutta, we had to choose an agency. We were like the first one.
Okay.
So they did the home visits, they send the report. That wasn't a problem because they were known to me.
So the agency is, you were sorted there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was sorted there because I knew them very well.
Okay.
But no, according to the adoption, adoption, you have to choose three states
You have to choose 3 states?
in India.
To adopt a child, you have to choose 3 states.
Yeah,
Okay.
where you want to adopt.
Okay.
So we one of our choices was Odisha.
Okay.
And in April 2018, we got an intimation
Okay.
that there is a girl from Odisha, a remotest is called Anandapur. Very remote. We went there, we saw the baby, we talked to them. Then, when the second time we went for the final adoption, the adoption officer was there, the agency people were there. This is how can you adopt?
So that's why you're questioned by maybe a third party
Yeah,
as to your, capacity to be a caregiver
yeah,
to a child, to a baby.
yeah. You cannot communicate. You cannot communicate. So, first time we had to come back
Okay.
without, yeah. After that, we wrote to the CADA,
Okay.
which is the Central Adoption Agency.
You wrote to CADA, which is Central Adoption Agency. Okay.
They regulate the whole process.
And this is the first time after they questioned your capacity as a
Yeah,
caregiver.
that agency,
Right.
that particular agency.
Right.
So we go to CADA and we try to contact people in high position in CADA.
Okay.
Unfortunately, in Bhubaneswar, I had people who knew the state adoption board,
So that helped. Knowing people in the state adoption board helped.
and they pushed it. And also, I have a neighbor who is in the field of adoption. She pushed from her end, and by that, it the Central Adoption Agency put up pressure, put the pressure on this state adoption center to give them babies.
Wow. So when they say it takes a village to raise a child,
Yeah,
for you, the village came together even before you were, I think,
yeah,
raising
Yeah.
here.
yeah.
So you had your friends, your family members, the connection that you built
Yeah,
from
thank
ICP,
God.
HRLN.
And God, I had all the connection so I could manage.
Right.
somebody without any contact. I don't know
Yeah.
how.
Yeah, I'm assuming that it's not a very easy journey for.
It's not easy. It's not easy. Because now I know people in the sector.
Yeah. And this, you faced all these difficulties after being in the sector for so long,
Yeah,
after having established a name.
yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and really sharing that story. I think the next thing that I'd like to understand from you is, so you joined Enable India in the period of lockdown. COVID was almost peak, right? What is that like? Again, you moved to yet another city, yet another time, alone at that in the beginning, no?
Yeah, with my caregiver.
You had your caregiver.
By now, I can manage alone. And I used to.
As you used to.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to square one.
Yeah.
Back to managing most things by yourself. But what is that like moving from, I think, Kolkata to Bangalore by yourself, with your caregiver, of course?
Yeah. During actually from 2018, I was doing freelance work.
Okay.
I left ISP and doing freelance work. And at that point, I think the whole FCRA thing happened.
That started.
That getting work was becoming difficult. So I was looking for a breakthrough, and I was making Shanti. I literally nagged Shanti.
So let me maybe establish that connection. You knew Shanti from how long ago?
I met Shanti when he came to INCP in 2012.
Okay, so 2012 you met Shanti, and fast forwarding to 2018, now you're back to nagging Shanti.
Yeah, I literally nagged.
Okay, that resulted to
Getting better.
lessons for everybody. Nag your future bosses. No, we're kidding about that. Okay, so you're at Enable India. So let's, I think, please take me through what your, how you've been doing here as a fellow staff member. I'd love to know as well. And what's next for Jeeja Ghosh?
No. As in Enable India, we are looking at ecosystem, and as a part of our work, we are trying to start a mission for people with cerebral palsy.
Okay. So there's going to be a community that's going to be working specifically for the community of persons with cerebral palsy. That sounds amazing.
We are in the process, and hopefully by the next Purple Fest.
By the next Purple Fest?
Yeah.
Coming soon?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Maybe we could, what is this community? Is there a specific area of work?
Actually, we are trying to form a platform.
Okay.
Where people with cerebral palsy are like from all different walks of life come together, and it's what they change.
Right.
It's what they restoring agency of people with cerebral palsy. Actually, unlike other movements, like for the visually impaired, are the people with hearing impairment. Cerebral palsy has been very parent and professional dominated.
It's cerebral palsy it's more professionally dominated.
Yeah,
Okay, what does that mean?
because the services started for cerebral palsy are mostly by parents.
Mostly parents are providing services for.
They started. They initiated.
They initiated it. Okay.
It started as late as the 70s.
Oh, so there's just a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It started late 70s, first on being in Mumbai.
Okay. So in India, it started in Bombay. Saying so. The only thing that comes to my mind is that I think it's a really good thing that now we have so much of learnings that we can take from countries that have already progressed.
Yeah.
And with the technology just having that exponential growth and scale, there's only upwards and onwards from here.
Yeah.
Right? Wonderful. I just want to see if there's any questions in chat box. I know we've been talking for a long time. Maybe I'll request. Kavya, can I please request you to read out the questions? If there's any in the chat box.
Sure. So there's one question, right? So we do speak about how cerebral palsy is like a googly disability. So do people consider that, people with cerebral palsy are maybe with locomotor disability or other disability? What is your perception on that, Jeeja?
Thank you, Kavya.
Really, cerebral palsy is really a googly disability because no two people with cerebral palsy has the similar feature.
So the spectrum is that massive.
Spectrum is wide, and there is a spectrum where people do have ID, intellectual disability. Some people with cerebral palsy do have intellectual disability, vision impairment, hearing impairment. So the spectrum is wide. That's why a googly disability.
And just adding to what you've said, so there may be persons with cerebral palsy who have intellectual disability, who have hearing impairment or vision impairment, or a combination of any other disability. But that doesn't mean that all persons with cerebral palsy also have an additional disability.
No.
Right? So, like you said, the spectrum is that massive.
Massive. And another misconception in the society is if you have cerebral palsy, you are by default, you are intellectually disabled. That is the myth about cerebral palsy.
Yeah, I think that's the most popular misconception.
Yeah.
So there are persons with cerebral palsy who have intellectual disability.
Yeah.
But because you have cerebral palsy, you don't automatically have intellectual disability. So we're clearing that for everyone.
Automatic.
Not automatic.
It's a part of your brain,
of course,
which gets damaged.
Got it. That's what results to cerebral palsy, the damage in the brain, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for clearing that. Kavya, thank you.
Yes. So we have a question from Danya Jeeja that what is your vision for the CP community?
Well, My vision is I wanted to be the people at par, at par with the other disabilities. Even now, when we talk about the disability movement, cerebral palsy really is taken a backseat. It's mainly the vision impairment, hearing impairment, or the other locomotor disability.
I wonder why that is. Why do you think cerebral palsy takes a backstage in the disability movement itself?
Because one big factor is we have a speech impairment. Like I can talk, but there are many people with cerebral palsy who cannot talk, and they use a system called augmentative and alternative communication. AAC. And which is not a very smart mechanism. Not always. We have with technology, we have too many devices, and it's still not that popular.
So, what are some of the not so popular technology that is used for speech by
Yes,
persons with
Awas is one. Which to say, which to take is one.
Avaz is a very popular one.
Awas
Yeah.
is a very good.
Yeah, and we've seen demos of that in the past also, and
Yeah.
it seems like it's again only getting better with each almost day and month. Because now I think they have images also that you can quickly choose that converts into voice, right?
Now the images
Yeah,
which convert into voice.
yeah.
So people without speech.
Can use that,
Yeah.
utilize that. Wonderful. Do we have any other questions?
Nothing in chat.
Okay, great. So for everybody who are present, thank you for continuing to stay on. If you have any questions, we can, Jeeja can take that and answer that. I think in the meanwhile, Jeeja, I have one more question for you. What is your, I think, vision as the Purple Ambassador? And again, similar question to what you had about the CP Mission Collective, but from the Purple Fest angle. Just
The purpose angle also. I want to see a bunch of people in the purpose with certain qualities with speech impairment using AC devices communicating with people. I want it to become as natural to us as sign language.
So I think Purple Fest is a really great platform to, first of all, popularize the maybe the fact that there are solutions, like you said, the AAC, right? And when you said you want AAC to be as popular as sign language, I was in fact thinking as popular as TalkBack.
Yeah.
Right, because TalkBack is also voice-based. It's also present in many devices, integrated into many of our phones and laptops.
TalkBack.
Right. So is AAC already a part of the integration into the mainstream, or is it like an additional device?
Till now, I feel is additional.
Okay. But there is scope for it to be integrated.
Yeah, there are much bigger.
Got it. Thank you. So I'm assuming there aren't any additional question because I have so many. So until Kavya interrupts us, I think my next question for you would be, can you share a favorite memory from HRLN? Because the reason I go back to HRLN is because I'm assuming it's like those images that you see of a very busy cafe with all these people who are reading newspaper and talking and discussing various instances and cases. That's what the image I have in my head.
Yeah.
So maybe a favorite memory from your HRLN
No,
days.
my favorite memory is a time when we traveled from Delhi to Ranchi.
Okay.
And one of my brilliant colleagues had a brilliant idea.
Okay.
He had booked something where we had to get down middle of somewhere and go alone.
Go on foot.
Car.
Okay, thank God.
Go alone.
Okay.
Car.
Okay.
And that journey was horrible. Bumpy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wait, who was driving?
Yeah. We could have reached Ranchi directly
Okay.
from Delhi. And I don't know what he did. We had to get down. I don't remember where he got down. And we had to travel for 2 or 3 hours in the car.
So I want to know who was driving.
Yeah. I
Okay,
think,
some driver.
yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So that's your favorite memory of HRL, and that
Yeah.
your brilliant colleague gave you an extra road trip, which you're very grateful for.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I see a question by Manju. Kavya, could you please read that out?
Yeah. Where do you see insurance facilities being made affordable and readily available for persons with disabilities?
Very topical.
Yeah, again, it will go back to standard theory, public economy,
Purple economy.
and abundance.
Purple economy and abundance plays a role into this.
Yeah, abundance. Where it will be available everywhere.
Right.
If we have buyers, then automatically the price will come down.
Right.
If we have demand, we will have supply. And demand and supply matching. Somewhere we will have variety in the price.
Right. So right now, one of the, I think, two main challenges. The first one is the lack of it.
Yeah.
Second one, even if an insurance policy is present, it's very expensive.
Very.
So you're saying first it has to come from the community itself
Yeah.
to create the demand, and
Yeah.
it's just simple. The simplest, I think, principle and concept in economics. That's the demand supply theory.
Yeah.
So that's what you think
Yeah.
will fix it. Yes.
Yeah.
Manju says, thank you, Manju. So we have 5 more minutes. Is there any additional thing that you want to share before we wind up?
Do you have anything to ask?
I have so many questions. I want to know. Okay, so for those individuals who are thinking about education, specifically for persons with disability, there's I think lot to take from your story on. I don't like the word inspire. Let's use aspire. To build aspiration itself.
Yeah.
So, do you have any notes for people thinking about going for the education, pursuing the maybe the second master's degree also? And I'm asking that specifically because it has to do a lot with access, a lot to do with the support system. So these may be the
main thing, support system. And one of the main things, support system, is the family.
yeah.
If the family is positive, if the family wants you to move on, then the person gets that aspiration. Aspiration doesn't come naturally.
I think,
Not to everyone. Some for some people it might come naturally. But for many of us, we need support. We need that push.
yeah, you're right.
That so,
And I think another additional challenge there is family members and the support system is sometimes scared to push,
yeah.
scared to say, okay, when are you going to start studying or when are you going to start being independent? Because protecting becomes the first.
It's sometimes overprotect.
That is
That is one. That love, that caring becomes a negative factor.
yes, that's why tough love is important.
Yeah.
So push them out of the house and say, please go, leave,
Yeah.
and come back stronger.
Yeah.
Great. That brings us to the top of the hour. I don't know if there's any other question. Kavya, could you
Not
please?
yet. But Jeeja, if you could also speak about the 10th of October and
Yeah. Thank you, sister. Before I end, actually, today is the one Cerebral Palsy Day.
Happy World Cerebral Palsy Day to everybody.
So, on the 10th of October, and even India has organized a panel discussion. The online panel discussion. Everybody is most and always welcome to join. And we will be sharing the link and soon. And we really want all of you here.
Great. So for anybody who wants any further details about
Yeah.
event, it's going to be shared shortly with everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
How did you feel?
I always love learning more about your wild, crazy stories. Thank you for spending this 1 hour with all of us. And yeah, thank you for everything.
Thank you.
I hope you had fun.
Thank you.